Hello, everyone. This is Victor Johnson, Career Facilitator with Goodwill Columbus. Today, we're going to be talking about something that in the workplace, it's very important, and every workplace should talk about it. April is Celebrate Diversity Month, and we're talking about diversity and inclusion in the workplace. So, what I have are a few reflections, some questions about diversity and inclusion that have been answered by some of the people who work for Goodwill Columbus. Just a couple this time, but this is something we're going to continue throughout the year. So we have just a few today. We'll have more in the future, but let's get into why diversity and inclusion is important in the workplace. And remember, if you're looking for a new workplace, if you are looking to advance in your present career or start a new career, or you want some training, Goodwill Columbus is here for you. Whether it is help writing a better resume, interviewing skills, getting some training, learning some soft skills, we're here for you. All you have to do is email us at wfd@gmail, that's the wrong one, wfd@gwcols.com. And you can also call us at 614-966-9283. And don't forget about our Indeed and Goodwill partnership webpage, where you can get a ton of resources to help you with your career needs. So remember that, and now we'll get to the interviews. And now I'm talking to Tiffany Martin. Tiffany, could you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you do at Goodwill?
Hello, everybody. My name is Tiffany Martin, and I am the Director of Work and Community Services at the Goodwill Learning Center in Groveport. We serve adults 18 and older who are in vocational rehab or adult day services.
Thank you very much. So, Tiffany, what does diversity and inclusion mean for you?
Diversity and inclusion means to me identifying, respecting, and empowering people for who they are in the ways that they are. We are all different.
Okay. And do you feel that your workplace is inclusive?
The only way I can answer that is I do feel that my workplace is inclusive for me. But each person would have to answer that question themselves. I would hope that in the areas where I am a responsible leader, that my staff would feel that their workplace is inclusive. However, and if they do not, my hope would be that we're making strides to fix those issues for anybody who doesn't feel like their workplace inclusive. And that would include the employees, and that would include the people we serve that are working here as well.
Thank you. Are there any past experiences you've had regarding diversity and inclusion?
Well, I've been very lucky in my career that the majority of my jobs have been in very diverse workplaces. And I've had the opportunity to work with many different cultures, races, and many different kinds of people. The culture is different in each company and team and work group, however, and each individual, brings their own biases to their interactions. I would hope that I'm aware enough that I have never make anybody feel excluded or that they're don't feel pertinent. And I hope that I would never have perpetuated any of those negative interactions that would perpetuate exclusion or racism or anything like that. However, we each come from a different place. We have our own awareness and our own things that we come with. And it is a constant need for us to continue, whether you're a supervisor position, but anybody can be in a leadership position, in wherever they are, no matter what their position. And it is all our responsibility to identify interactions or words or things like that that are not appropriate and doesn't promote the way we want to be here at our workplace, which is very inclusive and very diverse.
Okay. Well, thank you. You know, I had 5 questions, but you've answered them all already. Really great to talk to you, and really great to see your take on it, because a lot of things you talked about, including, biases that we have, sometimes are not considered. So I really thank you, not only for answering the questions, but also for your insight and your awareness of a greater truth about diversity and inclusion. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Victor. I appreciate that, but thank you for talking to people about this subject, and continuing to keep us on the path of where we need to be. I think, only identifying issues and talking about it and becoming more aware is the only way that we can change our culture. And even if it's changing this little part of our world, that's important, and it's important for our employees and who we serve. So, and hopefully that will span out to the greater population.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Victor. Have a great day.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. Now I'm with my teammate, Stacy. Stacy, would you talk a little bit about what you do at Goodwill, please?
Sure.
And introduce yourself.
Okay. So thank you for having me on. My name is Stacy Biddle. I am a career facilitator at Goodwill Columbus in the Workforce Development Department. I work with youth and young adults and get them career ready, and maybe even formal education ready, and maybe move on to some additional training so they can start off life on a good foot.
Great. So with this Celebrate Diversity Month of April, asking questions about diversity and inclusion. So what does diversity and inclusion mean to you?
Sure. Diversity and inclusion means to me in the workplace having a variety of people with different backgrounds around, participating in discussion, creating new ideas. And that just means, not only race and gender, but socioeconomic status, education, age, all kinds of different people coming from different experiences, and using those perspectives and making the workplace a better place to be.
Okay. So do you feel that your workplace is inclusive?
I do. I appreciate how that is a company goal. I appreciate that all of our directors, our supervisors make sure that all of our voices are heard. They make sure in every meeting that, everyone is addressed. Stacy, how do you feel about this? And then, to the next colleague, no one is ever left out of discussion.
Great. And what past experiences have you had with diversity and inclusion?
Well, I can say when I started in the workplace over 20 years ago, we'll just go with that, it was different. It was really different. I worked in an environment that was definitely male dominated, and and that's the way it was. And so over the years, I'm really happy to witness that is changing, that there are more females in lead roles. There are more diverse people in lead roles coming from all different walks of life. And I feel that is important, and it still needs to be a goal of a company to make that happen.
Okay. And why is diversity important specifically to you?
Because what I've experienced, is I enjoy listening to other people's perspective, because oftentimes it's something that I've never heard of or have never thought of, or an idea that is just way out, from something that I have not experienced. And then I learn so much from other people and where they've come from and their life experiences, that I feel that it has enriched me as an individual and has enriched my workplace practice.
Is there anything that would make you feel more included at work, or do you feel like you're included now?
Oh, I definitely think that I'm included now. And I definitely think it's just not only me. I think it's everyone on my team. I think it's everyone in my department. I think that I am very fortunate and very lucky to be working in a company that values diversity and inclusion.
Thank you very much, Stacy.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.